So we got South Carolina fans mixing with other fans here in the chat. So the other fans are pointing out, hey, you almost lost to Coastal Carolina last year. You almost lost to Vandy last year. Look at this brutal schedule. Dalton, our guy here, Dalton, though, says, hey, our roster wasn't nearly as good on the offensive side of the ball as it is now. Where do you stand on that?
Well, it's certainly the Gamecocks upgraded at every position offensively, right? They did. And there's no denying that. Quarterback, upgrade. Wide receiver, upgrade. Tight end, upgrade. Offensive line's the same, which was abysmal a year ago, but second year in the system, you return 129 starts up front, 7 guys who have started 6 games or more on that offensive line. They can't go anywhere but up, Mark. So on the offensive side, you've upgraded every position. By the way, it was East Carolina. I know if you don't mind me saying, the slapdick in the chats, I don't know who he's a fan of, but he said Coastal, East Carolina was the team. So listen, I give credit to what he's saying, right? Because I have to remind Gamecock fans all the time when they say, we could have won 9 games last year. Well, we could have won 4. Very easily, South Carolina could have been a 4-8 team, right? People balked and scoffed at the Vegas over-under of 3.5, and I thought it was disrespectful, but couple of those, the ball bounces a different way. You weren't that far off from that Vegas over-under total, right? So with that being said, the bottom line is this, though. South Carolina did win 6 games in the regular season. They did beat UNC's ass in the Mayo Bowl, and they got to 7 wins. So I think you take all of that into account. That's where perspective comes in. That's where logic comes in. And I think, again, the Gamecocks have upgraded across the board. I think they're more talented defensively top to bottom. I think the depth is there. And Shane Beamer showed last year he's going to do more with less, right? But on the offensive side, they've certainly upgraded. As we all know, listen, the transitive property does not work in college football. I mean, that same Gamecocks team that it took a last-second field goal to beat East Carolina, again, they beat Florida by 20, and they beat Auburn, and they almost beat Kentucky, right? That was a single-digit game. So what does it all really mean, right? Like, are you really clinging to a Week 2 result from last year as to why Carolina's not going to win X amount of games this year? It doesn't make any sense. Like, that is such a lazy take. That's somebody that doesn't know the roster. They don't look at anything beyond just the schedule, the result, and that's how they try to talk sports. So I don't mean to go on a rant there, but yes, the Gamecocks have upgraded across the board offensively. That's not me sitting here saying they're going to win 9 or 10 games, but just because it took them a field goal to beat East Carolina, that to me that's not a reasoning. That's not a solid. I'll give you solid reasons why Carolina might go 6-6. I'll give you reasons because I can see both sides. There are reasons why Carolina. There are reasons to doubt why they may not hit that 7 or 8 win mark. You know what I mean? There's still serious questions with this football team.
I was arguing that transitive property with somebody a couple of weeks ago, and I said, you know what? You want to play that game? I took Ohio State, and I got them to losing to Northern Arizona last year. It didn't take me long to tie that string together to get Ohio State losing to Northern Arizona. Hey, if anybody wants to use the transitive property, go back a couple of years ago and take that 4-8 South Carolina team that beat Georgia. Shoot, you take that one, and you could have just about beaten everybody else in the country off of that win.
Beat Georgia and then lost to Appalachian State. Explain that to me.